Alright, tubes, welcome to the garage again. We're doing another T video once again. We're gonna be pulling the pistons out. I guess I'll make this short and sweet. But yeah, we're gonna start with the one closest to me. We're gonna go underneath, take the cotter pins out of the rod bolts, take the cap off. Mark everything, so even though we're getting new pistons and rods, it's good to mark stuff. And yeah, push a piston out through the top. That's about it. Alright guys, before I crawl underneath that car, I want to give a shout out to the Lowkey Gun Guy, or me and Eric's friend Charles, for getting us this nice filming light, or whatever you want to call it. It has a crap ton of LEDs in there. Comes with a couple filters. Comes with just nothing, which is here. Where is it? Here's a box. Comes with just a spotlight. Comes with a diffusing, which is in this little holder. And then the one I have on there is a 32, whatever the heck that is. And comes with a little thing to keep the lenses in there. But yeah, it comes with rechargeable battery. There's one in here already. Comes with two, I guess. And you can either use the rechargeables or put normal AA's in there, I think it is. But you test it, see how many batteries it has, and right now it's at 2 bars. I've got to charge it. And you got a dial over here. You can go from dim to very bright. And right now I have the spotlights on. I guess you can't see that difference. The batteries are low, but yeah, it works very well. So thank you, Lowkey Gun Guy. You guys go check him out. He has crap ton of guns, really cool guns. So he's just starting out. I don't know if he has too many videos up, but yeah, you guys check him out. So let's go underneath that car with the light here, and I'll show you guys what I'm gonna do. Oh yeah, and next time Eric's here, he would like to say his thanks, I'm sure. He's just as happy as I am about it. But anyway, there's the back of the motor, which I failed to show you another shot because this is in the other video, because this is very difficult to film. I'm all cramped up here. But yeah, there's the back of the motor. There's your first rod. And there's a flywheel way back there with the bolt on the right, with the safety wire going through. That's actually the flywheel. But yeah, you guys can see the cotter pins. Gonna pull the cotter pins out and take the bolts out, take the caps off, and push the push the pistons up through the block. And there's the cam. Oh, knocking into things here. There's one lobe there. Looks very good. I mean, it's just a little rusty from maybe it sat for a little bit. But yeah, there's a couple more lobes. But anyway, can't do much in here. So let's go ahead and push those pistons out real quick. See what the heck's going on. All right, with the help of that light, I was able to get all the cotter pins out, and I loosened all the nuts holding the caps on. I marked them. I just gotta remember to mark 1, 2, 3, or 4 which piston it is. So you have 4, 3, 2, 1, or 1, and this is a 3-dip pan engine, which means the pan that the rod caps go down and dip have only 3, and the 4th one for that, the last cylinder, the 4th one is part of the bottom of the engine pretty much. The pan that I took off isn't the oil pan really, it's either the oil dip or the inspection pan. The oil pan is actually pretty much the entire bottom of the motor that is actually the mounts. The ears is part of the oil pan. But as you guys can imagine, without taking the oil pan off, that last one is so hard to get to because the oil pan is in the way of that rod, and if you drop a cotter pin or anything, it's a steep slope to the bottom of the sump. So if you're, it's alright in this case if you drop something because I'm getting the motor rebuilt. But if you're not, you're pretty much screwed because then you have to rip everything apart to get to whatever the heck you drop. But anyway, let's get under there and see if we can push the pistons up. I'm sure they'll be nice and easy because of how wore out everything is. And the funny thing is, this motor didn't even smoke that much. It didn't even hardly burn any oil, which is crazy. But yeah, it's cool. The main bearing caps say Ford on them, and the crankshaft says Ford and some other symbol on it. Right now, I'm taking the nuts off. Bear with me. And it's hard to tell, but it does look like the cam's alright. I mean, you can't see any wear lines, but then again, you can't read dimensions just by eye. And here comes the cap. I wonder if there's any shims. Cause my dad did take up the rods, so. Alright, well here comes this one. Hopefully the one piston ring will act like a lock ring and keep it up there for me so I can come back out and pull it around. Yep, there you go. Sweet. Alrighty. Let's do this one. Come on, you nut. Literally. Alright. The cap's coming off. And I forget if there's... My dad, like I said, my dad took up the rods on this pretty good. So that it wasn't the rods that were knocking, because we plastic gauged them over and over and over. I'm looking at the cranks. They're... they have all sorts of scratches, I guess, but anyway, here comes this one. Ooh, I think that one came all the way up. Did you see that, guys? Oh yeah, it did. I didn't know I could push it that far. But yeah, so I don't know what caps, because some caps my dad had to take all the shims out plus grind the caps down. So I forget which ones have shims. I don't want to drop them in here or anything. I don't want to be surprised by shims. So you guys are seeing the pistons before I even am. So how do they look, guys? Do they look alright? Yeah, they look fine. Sure they do. After 98 years. Man, after 98 years, I hope I don't start talking to myself. Oh wait, it's already happening. Oh yeah, here comes cap. Cap. Still no shims? There were shims in here that my dad took out. Someone was in here obviously before because there's all sorts of different numbers of shims in different caps. Alrighty, I'm gonna have to shut you guys down for a second so I can turn the crank because the tripod's in the way. So I gotta turn the crank, get this cap off, and turn you guys back on and push the last piston out. Looks funky down here. Alright, I had to pause you guys to get to this last one, but you know. Oh. Alrighty. Ha-cha-cha. Let me go wash up and we'll take a closer look. Alright, we got the rod caps here. This is the one closest to the radiator. Looks like Dad might have made this one a bit too tight, but that's no problem because it wore in, as you can see by that shiny spot. They all had oil on them. I just wiped the oil on it, so it's not like they were being starved of oil. I don't starve my stuff of oil. This is the second one. Looks pretty good. You can tell my dad shaved some off the cap with a file. This is the third one. Looks alright. A little bit worse. And then, well, actually, I'm gonna have to put this light down here. Little bit of discoloration there. Little bit more there. And this one's all sorts of weird looking. This is the last one, the one that's this one dips in the dip in the oil pan, not in the inspection pan. This is the one dip that's built in. Looks like that one might have got a little hot, or that might just be oil, dirty oil, or you know, stained. But let's go take a look at the pistons. Alright, I'm going to try to keep my right hand clean to hold the camera. That is a big piston. Dirty, somewhat clean. Dirty, somewhat clean. Hey, now we can see if it was a... well, I didn't wipe all the grease off there that I got on there from my hands, but otherwise that one looks pretty good. All sorts of dirty in there. There's chunks of carbon up there. But, rings, I'm holding it here, so it's going to be difficult. Look at the oil ring, so simple. Oh, wow. You guys probably can't see that, but there's all sorts of up and down play. Not too bad. Feels a lot lighter than cast iron. And I know they are cast iron. Alright, this one. Rings are a little chunked up. Oh no, that's just carbon, never mind. But yeah, this one all sorts of carbon. Just dirty from me. The Babbitt. Yeah, wow. Wow, I wonder if that got hot or that's just dirt. This thing was never burning oil too much either. Oh, yeah. That was a suction-y one. Sorry for all the moving around, but I want to make this quick. But yeah, they have a little bit of up and down play. Yeah, all sorts of carbon. And yeah. Wow, really scratched up. Wow, I can feel that. That just might be dirt. Yeah, I can feel those scratches pretty good. Wow. And this cap. Oh, there was not much, sorry. There's not much left to this Babbitt, that's for sure. One thing I just noticed, it's kind of neat. Instead of the end of the rod moving on the pin, the end of the rod is fixed to the pin, and the pin moves inside the piston. Maybe it's just me not being my experience in motors not being too widely ranged. I've never worked on a Model T motor before. Maybe that's common, but I thought that was neat. Here's a better view of the cylinder walls. Big old scratch down that one, filled with carbon. That's why it's easy to see. Yeah, those scratches match up with the ones on the Pistons, so yeah, they're definitely scratches. As my buddy 805 Road King says, alright, enough of this. But, you know, the usual, guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. Definitely comment, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do so. We would greatly appreciate it. Anyway, we'll do all the measurements and tolerances between bearings in the next video. Maybe. That takes some time, and I'll do that in another video. Anyway, you'll see Hitandmissfits in another video, guys. Thanks for watching.
Hey guys, it's Eric here. I just wanted to say hi. You son of a gun. He's making his noises over there. But I just want to say big thanks to Charles, the Lowkey Gun Guys, you know, for what is he throwing at me? Look at this over there. He's throwing stuff at me. I'm sorry, I'm not really looking at the camera. I keep looking.
Can't prove it!
You introduced yourself to the video, so now I can prove it, see? I'll throw that back over there at you. Anyway, though, I just want to say a big thanks to Charles. I mean, he's a very good friend of mine, and John's giving me the box. But anyway, for giving us the light, he bought himself one because he's started up his channel, as I mentioned, and as John mentioned, and he figured he'd give us one. So big thanks to him on that. We're very appreciative of it. So thank you, Charles. Oh wait, just a moment. I'm gonna leave Charles's channel in the description below, so you guys can check that out if you like. Thanks for watching.